Welcome to the 1-2 Punch, your weekly update every Friday at 2 p.m., where we identify two options that stood out to us as being unusual. So before we start, just a reminder that this is for informational and educational purposes. All stocks come with some risk, so you should know that whatever you invest is on you. Again, this is just for informational, educational purposes. Also know that everything in here is my intellectual property, so if you would like to use it, please just ask. So we'll get started with some check-ins. All right, first stock we're checking in on is Snap. All right, Snapchat, we highlighted this last week, and there you go. You can see the chart today had a nice run, almost going up to $65. So we'll check in on this compared to last week's. And again, looking back at our previous 1-2 punches because we don't pull any punches here. So the Snapchat calls they were buying up to $63 calls. All right, and we saw an $18,000 call volume. This was essentially a $3 million bet. Let's check in on how Snap did today. You saw the chart earlier. At the moment, sitting at $64.87. So if you were to have bought shares in Snap when we first posted this, you would have gained about a 4.36% return on your investment. Now, had you bought the call, each call you bought would have been worth about $15. So if we extrapolate that out and look at, this whale bet that we found last week, they made a big bet, and they're coming back with a big take. All right, almost a $300,000 take, about $274,000. Again, you see the stock price going way up. That's why we follow this money, because obviously somebody who's investing this much money knows something. And we come to the expiration date. Snap hadn't been having a great week. Today, it kind of takes off. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. So let's identify our two stocks at 2 p.m. like we do every Friday. All right. And again, this is strictly for informational and educational purposes. First bet we're looking at is Fisker, FSR. Those of you who follow along on Twitter know that this was a Brock stock of the week this week. Currently sitting at about $18.49. We're buying up to 22 strikes, and these expire next week. All right, so only 5 trading days out. So if you are going to play this, you need to know if you see profits, take them. All right, time decay is going to be a huge factor on these only 5 days out. So a big volume play at 23,000. The bid's not too expensive. Obviously, with it only being 5 days out, the bid's not going to be very expensive. But that total bet that this big investor is making, still over 800,000. All right, so we'll keep an eye and we'll check back in on Fisker next week. But again, following this smart money, it's pretty far out of the money. I wouldn't make that $22 strike, but maybe I make the $18 strike. Next, we're looking at AFRM. Okay, AFRM is like a buy now and pay later, or pay as an installation company. They have partnerships with Shopify. Price currently sitting at $67.49. They're buying the 70 strikes. And again, this is only 5 days out. Not huge volume. All right, only the volume just under 10,000. So they're looking to control about 1 million shares of the stock there. You can see the bid more expensive. All right, that's because you're dealing with a more expensive stock. So the bid's at $2. All right, we look at that total bet. That's a $2 million bet. Okay, and again, we're seeing pretty far out of the money. So if you do want to play this, I'm not giving you advice. I'm just telling you how I would play it. 5 days out, I would probably buy the at the money calls. That means the bid's going to go up. But takes care of, you're not asking the stock to do too much for you if you're buying the at the money calls. So Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Again, we do this every Friday at 2 p.m., identifying two unusual call buying activities. If you have any questions, feel free to send them to me at stock_Lesnar. Hope you guys had a great week trading. Very hot, especially with the small caps. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Be sure to check in and please spread the word.